Hello viewers and subscribers, welcome to any newcomers who are here for the first time, and welcome back to my regular viewers and subscribers. Thank you for taking the time to drop by. Today, as promised, I will be continuing with Nikita's experience where she was scammed in the Gambia in a land transaction. I will give you a brief recap, especially for those people who have not yet watched part 1. Nikita was introduced to a land seller by someone she trusted while she was in the Gambia. Bear in mind that Nikita has been going to the Gambia for quite a few years, and she developed some close friendship with some people who along the way she trusted and maybe took them as a family. She signed an agreement to buy land from a seller. No lawyers involved. She trusted them so much. She traveled back to the UK, was held up there because of the pandemic. When she finally went back to the Gambia, the person who was acting as the middleman, Buba, avoided her at all cost. She took matters into her own hands and found the location of the land she had bought, but could not find her piece of land because when she bought the land, it was empty. Now, on visiting the location, she came to realize that there were a lot of new buildings erected in that area. There were two important pieces of information that I did not mention in the first video. Nikita highlighted that to me, and I think it's important to note this. Prior to visiting the land in Gambia before the pandemic, Nikita was having contact and open communication with Buba, and she decided that the initial 60 by 60 that she had paid the deposit for was too expensive, and Buba and the owner agreed that they would split the land into 30 by 30. They were a bit reluctant at first, but money's coming, so basically they agreed that she could take 30 by 30, and Buba said, there was lots of buyers, so he would be able to get rid of the second piece of land after they've split the 60 by 60. Within this time, she gave Buba money to oversee the fencing of her portion. He sent her images of the work being carried out. So, she felt very comfortable. Builders can send you pictures of work being carried out, but it's not necessarily your work that is being carried out. Although this is not the case in this particular situation. Buba completed the fence, and Nikita was able to visit the Gambia before the pandemic to see that for herself. So within all this time, Nikita was keeping all the receipts, all the phone conversations, all the WhatsApp communication, because she said to me, although she, was doing this based on the fact that these people were like family to her, at least she had some proof and some evidence of all the interactions and all the communication with Buba.
So, Auntie, you have seen the place. They have finished clearing it. So when it is dry, I'm going to burn it. So we are just from measuring it. Just from the road here, then you have your place. So
by 2019, she'd managed to pay for the 30 by 30. So she returned back to the Gambia. So when she returned back to the Gambia, at a time when the borders were being open again, this was when she noticed that Buba was being evasive in every way. He suddenly became unavailable. She decided, she was not going to have this. She needed to see the land. She needed to go to the land to see what was going on. When she arrived at the land, although fenced, she could not locate her plot, because new buildings were being erected in places that did not exist before. She was not able to identify the land. Prior to this visit, she was able to identify the land because it was only one of the two fenced land in that location. Now, because she could not find the land, she decided that she had to physically look for Buba, who was apparently in hiding. So she went out with a few people into Sanyang village to ask questions, to ask people, do they know where Buba is? Do they know where, he's located? Because he seems to be moving from one place to the other. She was given many clues as to where Buba could be hiding out, but no success in finding him. So she decided, the only solution was to find this house in Sanyang that Buba had brought her to, where the seller lived. Although difficult, very difficult, but in the end she found the house. When she arrived at the house, the owners were really surprised that Buba had brought her to the house and had told her that this seller lived inside that house. I don't think they were there the day that Nikita visited. The only people that was there was Buba and this man. Buba was well known to the family, so he was able to do this. Buba is a person that would take people to estate agents and claim that it's his office. She later got to find out. So in fact, this seller did not own the land. This seller did not live there. It was Buba who owned the land. And this mystery seller could not be found anywhere, and he did not live at that particular house. They continued to tell her that Buba was one of the biggest scammers in Sanyang, and they have had dealings with him in the past. The family was very upset that Buba was tarnishing their names and that they were willing to help her to find Buba. They looked high, they looked low. They drove to different houses which were his possible hideout, as many people were apparently looking for him. However, after searching almost the length and breadth of Sanyang over a few days, they spotted what seems to be Buba's car somewhere deep in Sanyang village, outside a compound. They devised a plan to enter the compound, but Nikita was told that she should wait behind in the car. They had a reason for this. Buba was finally found. So when Nikita entered the house with her Gambian friends, Buba was shocked beyond belief, reportedly. This is the stage when things started to hot up for Buba. As I said, guys, in my first video, this is a long and detailed story of Nikita's experience in the Gambia, and I don't want to miss out any important details. So I will be bringing you part 3 in order to bring you the conclusion as to how everything played out. You will be amazed. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already done so. I will continue to bring you stories from the Gambia, both negative and positive, so you can have an idea about some of the situations you may encounter and how to avoid and resolve them if possible. Remember one thing, nowhere on earth is utopia, but you need to be aware of how to avoid some of the pitfalls that you may encounter when you move to another country. I hope to be doing a live in the near future for those of you who have had positive or negative experiences in doing transaction in the Gambia or in Africa, and you would like to air your views and give advice and spread awareness to others. So guys, have a blessed weekend and one love, and I hope to see you soon.